Oh wow, wow, really, Trace, really? Oh, I thought we were doing snipers only, but okay.
The Trace is bad.
I'm on controller.
Oh, max height. Dude. Wait, what? Just locally, or whatever it says.
Rage. Rage, JD, and scissors. Aquaman is freaking bad. My max height, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for this other kid.
Aquaman? Frick.
Hey Trace, let me show you something.
Alright, come up to me, I guess.
Come down here, because it'll be faster.
Trying to get down.
Hey, look.
I'm gonna get some sick clips out of this, maybe.
Let me show you something. Box up right here. Right here.
Oh, I got an idea. Reds, you want to try to get in the same match or something?
Yeah, after I show you this. So spam build. Let me make sure you're spam building. Okay, good. So basically, a way to get in, like this.
Is to not be gay.
Oh, that's genius.
What would you do, Reigns?
It's a exploit.
So you want to try to find new exploits or later on, or?
Wait, Banana, what did you do?
I did this exploit. I found.
What did you just do?
Like,
Fast,
I
man.
edited this door and like the ramp launched me into his box.
Tagged him, 90.
No, we out here getting better builds than Reigns. I screwed up.
Oh dang it, bro! I haven't built today to like warm up.
That's a lie.
Why is he just spamming his rifle? It'd be unfortunate if he got banned for exploiting.
That wasn't an exploit.
Blink hit marker, by the way?
Gosh, Reigns.
Am I a good control player?
You're gonna be me.
This one trying to snipe me.
That sucks.
No one between Blaze, okay, really? Do not third party this. Trying to
No!
fight Banana, but then this loco third party comes in.
You what?
Hey, we get it, my craze on. Okay, we get it. I got a notification from Xbox. I'm just watching him build ball money. I'm not trying to build up, I'm just trying to...
Dang it, bro.
I screwed up on
Who do you
mine.
think? Hey, it's me. Let's team.
Bet.
Okay. Let's team on these noobs. Well, you can team with us if you want.
You guys have the team to kill people?
Man,
I know someone's that bad.
do what you want, but... Oh, on me.
See ya, Bob.
I tagged him.
What about people being bots?
I accidentally pressed my DPI button. Sucks, man.
I'm trying to get a clip.
I'm playing 900 DPI for some reason.
Wait,
Marco,
is that
flipping
good
gay.
or- Is that DPI good or?
It's a really high DPI, like my screen.
I'm about to snipe this kid right in the face. Bro, I just sniped this loco dude right in the face. I'm about to... Wouldn't let me shoot, bro.
Oh my
Why
gosh.
is this loco dude only going for me? That's the weird question.
Is your gay?
Shut up, Orlo.
I mean, you called us bots, so. Why can't we call you names?
I never called you bot. I never called you bot.
You called them bots. Or everyone bot,
I know.
actually.
Just shut up, Rhino. Just shut up.
Yo, he's getting mad because I'm right.
No, because this guy's only
No.
me and nobody else.
No, I wonder why.
I'll
Darn it.
snipe this kid right in the mouth.
Wait, what's your DPI right now?
Wait, how'd he get over there?
Wait.
And why am I lying all
Willow.
over the place? I have 160 ping.
Willow,
Ah, frick.
What do you want?
what's your DPI?
Why?
I don't know.
And why? The weird question is, why is this loco dude only going for me and nobody else in the game?
Because you can.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking freaking to
Because you're gay. Maybe? I don't know.
you. Shut up. I'm just gonna mute you.
I don't care if you meet me.
Man, I might as well like block Polo if you're just gonna be tired.
Oh, I already unfriended you, bud. Because you're just that gay.
You're being really scummy right now.
This is that gay. And overly sensitive about
I would
the
really
name.
love to know why he's always being smart aleck to me. I would really love to know.
Because you're really oversensitive. And whenever someone calls you a name, it's okay. I mean, yeah, it's not okay.
Like, I would really love to know why he's being so scummy.
So,
I really would love to know. Although you hurt Frick off, Polo. My gosh.
Just got pickaxed.
Wow, a third partier. Wow.
I mean, you were out of
Wow.
spawn, so he can't do that.
Huh? I'm trying to snipe Lolo, but no, this loco coward keeps coming in and third party and everybody else keeps third part like freaking killing me every time I'm trying to kill someone.
What? You totally glitched up that.
I'm gonna go fight Loco. You better not third party.
Everyone third party
Better
trace.
not third. He just one pumps me.
Oh,
How is he only getting one pump? That's what I would like to know.
hold up. What's up? No, I just noticed I haven't been doing this whole time.
What?
I haven't been doing my one pumping tactic. I literally just noticed that. Thanks to the guy that one pumped me, I remember that. Oh! I literally just snuck that in between your builds. Holy crap.
How is it? Oh, we just got played.
Rayans, come here, boy.
No, you're gonna snipe me.
I already did snipe
I
you,
play
but
this
that's
guy
fine.
back to back and we'll be back.
Ooh!
Stop playing back to back.
Come here,
Good
building.
choice.
Ooh, you just got
Alright, fine.
backhand. He is bad. Oh.
What?
No edit game.
I know Loco has a mic. I know he has a mic.
It is on.
So why can I hear his mic talking? Why can I hear him talking?
Maybe because you muted him.
Just talking.
Oh my gosh! Frick off! Frick off! It's a freaking third party, but still, frick off! Why are so many people joining?
What? GG's.
Yep.
What? 100 feet.
I'm sure you do.
You suck, whoever's shooting at me, you suck. Loco, you suck.
Thank you.
No! Hard to get a little cheeky there.
I just
Grace, notice that you've been staying away from me this whole entire time. Come here. Oh. Dude, what? How did you just get through my wall? Trace like, I mean, no, not Trace.
What?
Rain takes like, Rain takes like steroids before we get.
What? What? What?
Guess what? I switched to 400 DPI. I just switched to 400.
I
What?
guess he's too busy being a tryhard. So not even respond.
Dude, oh my goodness, someone just lasered the crap out of me. What?
What's wrong?
I'm scared. What?
Not even mad. Cause I'm not as
Wait.
toxic as Trace. I try never for a clip. That's why I'm not going through too much. Really ruins. Oh, that was actually really close. Holy crap. Like, Brad. What the crap? I know it's fun.
What? Who's anonymous?
I stop eating, bro.
44 hertz. You're getting me everything.
Who the frick is shooting me?
Your mom?
My mom's gay. Why would I shoot the pump? Dude, my shots are bad. How many kills you got?
Oh, God.
Wallow, how many kills you got?
That much because everyone's tryharding.
Same. I only have 21. I'm about to bot chase right now.
I'm trying to go for 6 shots because I need to get clips going.
You're getting
Look at
clips
that
for
trophy.
SUI?
Yeah.
I need to
Get
get
out of here.
Oh, 168 with the assault rifle, bro.
Your mom.
Oh. I'm scared.
Why?
Holy crap, that is... Yes,
Who's
stop.
anonymous?
Everyone has anonymous in the name. Holy crap,
Oh.
I'm with the bat. Yeah, never hit the boost pad and then like build a bunch of
I
loops.
also have anonymous on.
Oh. Oh my gosh, Frank's such a tryhard. Look where he is.
Ooh, Trace? I'll go Trace for you, bet.
What? I think Trace has actually gone like...
I think Trace left.
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah, he's
I
still
don't even know what
here.
he's doing.
Trace.
I'm dead. Who's Carlos? Trace, you're bad.
What? It's giving me like auto clicker at random moments.
You just spam it one pump in order to get killed.
What's Trace doing? He's just staying in his home.
I'm gonna go ahead and block Loco because he's absolutely trash at the game, and you might as well do that with Rolo as well.
Are you mad just because I killed you because I one pumped you in the head?
What was Trace doing?
So I pretty much have almost like I pretty much have
I just lasered someone.
blocked out Lolo block.
What?
Lolo is bad.
Dude, I keep on falling. What's happening?
Is
Only
Trace still
time I'm
not
toxic
talking?
is when people do
No,
attacks
because he's
to me.
bad. I'm
Lolo
gonna
was
die.
toxic, so I'm-
What? Oh my Jesus.
Oh,
I'm
other weapon
screwed.
should have trick shot.
I just keep on hitting. Dude. Oh my Jesus. Okay.
I
I'm
got
gonna
a
go.
really, I got a really good clip yesterday.
If you
I'm
look
gonna
up
go back.
Caillou Exposed, it is like the funniest video.
I build so fast?
Because you always go on creative and practice. At least 3 hours a day.
Why am I lagging all these days? Why
Why
is
is my FPS dropping so
Turn
much?
off of that attack as from Jaeger, bro, and spammer.
Get-
Dude, why am I getting frame drops?
Finally, that freaking like loco dude, bad guy, love. Wait. So, Ray, you left Skypoint?
Yeah. To join Banana.
Can I join in there?
If you 1v1 the leader and win at least 2 times, and you have to change your name at some point. Not right away, but at some point.
Why am I lagging all over the place?
The leader's name is Banana Fish, by the way.
Did y'all lag out?
What?
Did y'all lag out?
I'm getting like frame drops. Not lag.
Bro, my lag is so bad.
Yeah, I'm getting frame drops. Okay, I must be playing windowed. How am I not playing windowed right now? I'm so confused. Oh my gosh.
Be right back, guys.
Be right back, guys.
Dude, I wanna like build Battle Mongrel and see who's the faster builder. Oh my gosh, my fingers hurt so bad from building. What, Mom? Shut up. gun. Oh my gosh. Dude, this dude's such a bot. You're garbage. Go to the trash can where you live. Chizuna is so garbage. I'm just saying this. You're garbage. Whoever kills me, you're garbage. player, cheating, hacking. No. Okay, leave. Yeah. I'm bored.
You dare challenge me, pee pee poo poo.
What?
What?
Okay. This, what? You're an idiot.
Should we restart this? Because it's getting kind of messy.
Yeah, I'm not even in there.
You're not even what?
In the thing. Let me see something.
Well, you switched to my skin.
You mean you're not even doing it right now? You're not even wearing it.
Yeah, that's my main skin, bro.
Hopefully.
You're so racist. Everyone has Anonymous in the name. Holy crap, I'm with that. Yeah, never hit the boost pad and then like build a bunch of
I
roofs.
also have Anonymous on.
Bro, why do people always use
Extreme
90s?
Trends presents a 6-year-old boy couldn't
I
speak a
do
word.
it, but-
Then his dentist makes a startling discovery. Before we
not
begin, do us a
acceptable
favor
when
and click
someone
that
is
like
trying to
button.
do
Also,
clips.
subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to be inspired by these heartwarming stories every day. Most pediatricians have general milestones that children should achieve during various stages of their development. The Center for Disease Control
Bye!
states that a child
no.
should begin to babble at 4 months and start forming vowel and consonant sounds by 6 months. Children should be able to carry on a conversation between 2 and 4 sentences
guy
by
really
the
wants
age
to
of
feel
2.
better.
Kids who miss milestones like these 3 are often referred to a specialist for further testing and examinations. Sometimes trauma, autism,
I forgot
or
how good I
slow
was with
growth
Eris.
causes children to fall behind in speech. That's what one family thought was the issue with their 6-year-old son until a dentist proved otherwise. Mason Motts of Katy, Texas was 10 days old when he had a brain aneurysm, and it was because of this event that his parents believed he was nonverbal. The infant also suffered from breathing and sleeping issues and had trouble eating without choking. From the age of 1, Mason went to speech therapy and was given a diagnosis of Soto
What are you
syndrome,
doing?
a rare genetic condition that causes delayed development of learning disabilities. Mason's parents, Meredith and Dalen Motts, learned to communicate with their son on what sounds he could make. He could pronounce the beginning of the word, but would utter the end of the word, Meredith said. My husband and I were the only ones that could understand him. Convinced that they were doing everything they could for their son, Dalen and Meredith tried to give him as normal of a life as possible. That included regular pediatrician and dental appointments. The Mottses took Mason to Kidstown Dental because the facility had a program for children with special needs. The staff at the dentistry office worked to make children with developmental disorders feel comfortable without the need for sedation or restraints. Mason first met his dentist, Dr. Adi Ludman Lazar, months earlier. The dentist believes in treating all of her child patients as whole people, and she was willing to spend months developing a relationship with Mason. Dr. Ludman Lazar lingual frenulum. Mason's parents agreed, and Dr. Ludman Lazar went to work. Within seconds, the dentist had separated Mason's lingual frenulum from his tongue, freeing his tongue to work as it should. After the surgery, Mason and his parents got in the car to head home. On their way there, Mason, who was hungry, suddenly shocked his parents with his next action. Loudly and clearly, Mason said, "I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Can we watch a movie?" Meredith and Dalen were stunned. "We're sitting here thinking, did he just say that?" Meredith said. "It sounded like words." Within an hour, Mason was chattering up a storm at home, making up for lots of lost time. Doctors expect that by age 13, Mason will have caught up to his peers in terms of speech development. Additionally, Mason no longer has behavioral problems or difficulty sleeping or eating. He is now a thriving young child with a bright future ahead of him. According to Dr. Ludman Lazar, ankyloglossia is a far more common condition than most people think. We see every week people who have a tongue tie. Speech changes even 30, 40-year-olds, Dr. Ludman Lazar said. Although the Motzes are disappointed that none of Mason's other doctors and therapists diagnosed this issue earlier, they are grateful for Dr. Ludman Lazar's actions. For her part, Dr. Ludman Lazar says she hopes it will someday be mandatory for all infants to be screened for this common condition. The Motzes have shared their son's story with the world because they want to encourage other parents like them to always seek a second, third, or even fourth opinion if necessary. Doctors, specialists, and therapists are only... Extreme Trends presents An Angry Neighbor is Seconds from Tearing Down This Boy's Lemonade Stand, but cops flood the street with a plan. Before we begin, do us a favor and click that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to be inspired by these heartwarming stories every day. With all the toys and video games out there, children's birthday wish lists seem to just keep getting bigger and more elaborate. But an 8-year-old boy in Missouri named Jacob only wanted one thing for his birthday: a lemonade stand. The kind little boy didn't even want to keep the profits for himself. He planned to use whatever money he collected to buy a new air conditioner for his mom's car, so she wouldn't be driving around in the sweltering summer heat. While Jacob's mom, Gina Martin, loved that idea, she suggested that he use the money for something more meaningful, and the warm-hearted boy agreed to donate the money to a church missionary program instead. Jacob was so excited when his lemonade stand was finally set up on his front lawn. He was delighted to be selling cups of his homemade freshly squeezed lemonade for 50 cents a cup in his front yard. But late one Friday afternoon, an angry customer approached him and Gina and asked if he had a food handler's permit. When she asked him to clarify what he meant, the man replied, "Do you have a permit? Do you have a health permit, a food handler's permit?" She asked if he was a Gladstone, Missouri City employee, and he said that he was not, and added, "No. Just as customers, we want to know if we get sick off of this, who we should go to." His mom sent Jacob inside the house while she attempted to sort things out. You see, in Clay County, Missouri, a temporary food event permit is needed to prepare, serve, and sell food. For a 1 to 3 day event, the permit costs $50 if you apply more than 2 weeks in advance. The customer wasn't a city employee, but still, he insisted that the little boy needed a permit to run his sidewalk store. The random stranger threatened to call city officials and have the stand shut down, refusing to back down unless Jacob acquired a permit. He and another adult began yelling at Jacob's mom. Though she was upset and uncertain whether they were violating any laws, Martin couldn't call City Hall since it was after hours. So she took to Facebook, trying to find out if a permit was actually needed, but no one had a clear-cut answer. Gina was left totally confused, yet she hadn't realized just how many people in her community saw her inquiry, and the community came out in droves to show that they had the little boy's back. The following day, Jacob woke up to stock his lemonade stand and serve his neighbors in the heat. Nothing could have prepared him for what he found outside of his home. He thought that there was an emergency somewhere on the street. There was no trouble, but instead an overwhelming display of community support. Jacob and Gina were surprised to see the whole street covered with the fire department's hook and ladder units, Clay County sheriff vehicles, Gladstone police cars, as well as Metro Security, ambulances, and EMTs. They hadn't expected such a show of support. The officers that visited even left Jacob with their seal of approval. The permit is a white piece of computer paper with permit written in green marker. In the bottom left corner, there's an American flag with a thin blue line. And for Jacob's mom, it means the world. Jacob has a speech disorder, but she's now seeing that the little lemonade stand and all the success it's having has boosted his confidence and self-esteem. Gina strongly believes that people should encourage kids to do more things like this and support them in their endeavors. With his new permit in hand, Jacob planned to keep his lemonade stand open throughout the summer, except on Sundays. However, a new set of bullies tried to destroy what the 8-year-old has worked so hard for. Since his story first went viral, Jacob Martin has had loads of special guests at his shop all summer long, and he raised $343 for missionaries through his church. His mother says that a lot of people recognize him and say, "You're the kid from the lemonade stand," and he'll say, "Yes, I am." Jacob has become somewhat famous in Gladstone. Jacob and his mom were planning to close up shop soon, before school starts, but late that summer the lemonade stand was targeted 3 times by vandals leaving hurtful messages. Jacob may not understand all of it, but his mom knows exactly what they wrote, and knowing her son struggles with a speech disorder makes what the vandals wrote hurt. She doesn't understand why anyone would feel the need to attack an 8-year-old, but they're trying to not let it get them down. And meanwhile, a Clay County deputy offered to airbrush their stand and tent to make it look good as new. Jacob hoped to keep his lemonade stand going until he returned to school in the fall, and even considered switching to selling coffee and hot cocoa once the temperatures cooled down. Thank you for watching this fantastic story. Please tap one of the 2 videos on your screen for another amazing Extreme Trends story.
Streaming. Okay. Okay. Yo, what's up? What ice cream? Let's go!
Get a couple of your vitamins.
And they're the ones that I like. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, I need a hire. I'm your mom. I want to chill over here.
I'll wait until I get back from my run.
Can I go after you get the paint?
If you want me to go on my run while he's just here by himself? Yeah, just for a run later. Okay, sounds good.
I remember I was doing this. Bro. No. I had to switch to no floor 90 that day, bro. Wait.
This is basically the Thanos Gauntlet keypad that a lot of you guys have been saying. So I've been using the keypad for about a week now, and a lot of you guys have asked for like an updated keybinds video, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Before I get into covering all my new keybinds, I'm gonna quickly run through the comments on the last video and kind of address some controversy and just read through them because it's pretty entertaining. Just a reminder before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it's 100% free. So I read most of the comments on the last video and I broke it down into 5 sections, so let's go look at that real quick. Out of all those comments on the video, about 25% of them were asking me, am I using a mouse? Yes, I'm using a mouse. I'm aiming with my right hand, I'm shooting, aiming down sights, and I'll show you all my updated binds later on in the video, don't worry. But yes, I'm using a mouse. The only thing that I'm doing with my keyboard now that's different is I'm using a joystick to move. That's it. The next 50% of the comments are pretty good responses. You guys seem like really interested by this new keypad I bought and like how I use a thumbstick to move now. But I guess you could say now that I'm goated. Before somebody says it, I know already, rip mats. So if the current state of material gathering in the game, I do not condone using this in an actual competitive environment. So the reason why I decided to learn this technique and almost perfect it basically was because I was honestly just starting to get bored of the game and I just wanted to occupy my time with something that I could challenge myself with. So to anybody that wants to learn this technique, you first off need to perfect the triple layer technique and also the quad layer ramp rush technique. Both are very essential to nailing the 6-layer ramp rush. So if you already have these techniques perfected, go to this timestamp. You do not need to listen to this part of the video. So there are a few ways to go about perfecting the triple layer technique. The way I do it is, in my mind, the easiest. There's other tutorials on YouTube which suggest to do it this other way, which may make it a little bit more difficult for doing the 6-layer technique. So there's 2 ways. So the first way is you can do a ramp, a floor, a ramp, a wall, and then go back to your ramp. So basically, you gotta swap between your building slots 4 times, and to do that during the triple layer or for the 6-layer technique is too much, to be honest with you. So if you want to give the 6-layer ramp rush a try, I would highly suggest making the conversion to the 3 swap technique on the triple layer ramp rush. It's going to make your life a lot easier when it comes to perfecting the 6-layer technique because you're going to be hitting a lot more of your placements down than you would with the 4 swaps technique. So the main way that the 3 swap differs from the 4 swap is you don't have to switch back to your ramp like every single time. It's really nice not having to do that because that allows you to not worry about a wall placing in front of you sometimes. I understand why people like the 4 swap technique because you can do something like this, you can run right through it, but you can also do it on 3 swap, so I don't know. If you can't do it on a 3 swap, then I guess you should use a 4 swap if you just want to run through it. but I like the 3 swap because I like to jump through it, and I like to run through it also, so whatever works for you. In order to perfect your 6-layer technique, you have to be able to run jump through your ramp rush, so get used to that when you can. Something else I like to do to kind of perfect the triple layer technique is I like to practice it in sort of like a build battle scenario. So instead of just pushing somebody in a straight line, you're kind of angling yourself at different angles or just using it in a different way, which is always a good thing to do if you really want to perfect it. Another little trick I worked on before approaching the 6-layer technique was I did this little jerky motion with like my 3-layer technique. So basically, it's good to not be used to going in a straight line, because if you want to perfect the 6-layer technique, you definitely gotta not be used to just doing the usual. With your ramp rush technique. So once you have the triple layer technique down, it's time to move on to the quad layer technique. If you don't know what that is, it's a ramp rush that has 2 ramps, 2 floors, and 2 walls. So there are a few ways to go about this technique. The most common one is the left to right motion exaggerated. I'm not a fan of it because I find it to be very inconsistent at times. So the way I go about doing this technique is I do a boomerang motion with my cursor. That's the way I like to think of it. It kind of represents like a boomerang going back and forth. So the reason why I like this boomerang compared to the exaggerated right and left motion is because I feel like I'm in control when I'm placing down my building materials. So the way I go about this boomerang technique is I do my 2 ramps on the top, 2 floors, and then 2 walls. So as you can see, each part of the motion.
Okay, let me try.
Is basically designated for a certain piece of the ramp. So it's not like I'm placing stuff blindly. Like each part of the cursor motion has its own purpose. Like it's going to be placing like a certain piece at that certain time. So assuming you master the triple and the quad layer technique, it's time to move on to the 6-layer technique. So there are 2 ways to go about this technique. There's this. Personally tend to like to center my character between the 2 ramps, and that's good and all, but the thing that you need to center is your cursor, that little arrow icon, and not doing that is going to happen to make something like this happen. So you see, like, I missed all my bottom ramps on my 6-layer technique, which is what you don't want.